Ladies and gentlemen, you ever wonder why some people are always talking about their plans but never seem to get anywhere? Meanwhile, others stay quiet, keep their heads down, and suddenly, boom, they're living a life everyone else only dreams about. That's the power of grinding alone. Because real success doesn't need a spotlight, it creates its own. If you want to learn how to stop wasting energy on noise and start letting your results do the talking, then listen close. This message is for anyone tired of the chatter and ready to make their life louder than their words. Let's get into it. When it comes to success, one of the most powerful lessons you can learn is that grinding alone often leads to the greatest achievements. In a world full of noise, distractions, and constant opinions, choosing to work quietly and focus on your goals without broadcasting every step can be your biggest advantage. Grinding alone means committing to your dreams without needing approval, applause, or validation from others. It's about understanding that your work, your effort, and your persistence will speak louder than any words you say. The truth is, when you constantly talk about what you want to do or what you plan to achieve, you waste energy that could be better spent actually doing the work. Talking too much can also bring unnecessary pressure, doubts, or even jealousy from others. People might try to pull you down, question your abilities, or distract you from your path. But when you grind alone, you create a zone where your focus is sharp and your motivation comes from within and not from external noise. Grinding alone allows you to build resilience. It means facing challenges head on without needing others to cheer you on every step of the way. Sometimes the journey to success is lonely, and that's okay. It's during those quiet, unseen moments where real growth happens. You learn discipline, patience, and strength, qualities that can't be rushed or faked. These moments are your training ground, preparing you for the bigger wins to come. Another reason grinding alone is powerful is because it creates an air of mystery and surprise around your progress. When you keep your work to yourself, people don't know what you're capable of until you reveal your success. This surprise factor makes your achievements even more impactful. Instead of competing in a world of noise, you set yourself apart by being the person who quietly gets things done while others talk. Your success becomes undeniable, not because you shouted about it, but because it simply exists and commands respect. Grinding alone also helps you avoid the trap of comparison. When you share every detail or seek constant feedback, it's easy to get caught up in what others are doing and lose sight of your own journey. But when you focus inward, you measure your progress by your own standards and your own timeline. This focus keeps your energy pure and directed toward your unique goals instead of being diluted by distractions. Moreover, grinding alone teaches humility. When you don't need to show off your progress, you stay humble and grounded. You understand that success isn't about bragging rights, it's about growth, learning, and becoming the best version of yourself. This humility attracts respect and opens doors that flashy talk never will. At the core, grinding alone is about belief in your own abilities, your own vision, and your own journey. It's about trusting that if you put in the work consistently and quietly, the results will come. And when they do, your success won't just be noise in the background, it will be the loudest voice in the room, louder than any claim or promise could ever be. So if you want to truly change your life, embrace the power of grinding alone. Stop worrying about who's watching or what they think. Focus on your work, stay consistent, and let your success make all the noise for you. Because at the end of the day, results don't lie, and real success doesn't need a crowd. It needs dedication. One of the most important truths about success is that patience is a key ingredient that many people overlook. In a world obsessed with instant gratification and quick results, learning to be patient while you work hard is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who burn out too quickly. Grinding alone means you understand that success is not an overnight event, but a long process that requires steady effort over time. You learn to trust the process, even when results aren't immediately visible. Patience is about more than just waiting. It's about how you behave and stay focused while waiting. When you're grinding alone, you don't have the luxury of constant validation or encouragement from others, so you have to develop a strong internal drive. You have to believe in your vision even when no one else seems to notice or support you. This kind of patience builds character because it forces you to rely on your own faith in your ability to succeed. It helps you develop resilience against setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt that everyone faces on the road to success. People who rush their journey often get distracted, make poor decisions, or give up too soon. But the person who practices patience understands that every small step counts. They realize that every bit of hard work, every failure, every lesson learned is building something bigger. This mindset helps you stay consistent, which is the secret to turning dreams into reality. Consistency powered by patience means showing up day after day, doing the work, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Over time, these small, steady actions add up to massive results. Another reason patience is essential while grinding alone is that it protects you from burnout. When you expect immediate success, you put immense pressure on yourself, and when that success doesn't come fast enough, it's easy to get discouraged and quit. But when you practice patience, you pace yourself and focus on sustainable growth. You learn to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. This way, your motivation comes from a deeper place, not just the excitement of quick wins. Patience also teaches humility. It reminds you that success is a process that takes time, and that's okay. You start to understand that the most meaningful achievements are often the ones that take the longest to reach. This understanding helps you avoid shortcuts that can damage your reputation or your future. It also keeps you grounded, so you don't get caught up in comparisons or envy of others who may seem to be advancing faster. Everyone's journey is different, and patience allows you to honor your own path. When you grind alone with patience, you develop wisdom that only time can give. You learn to recognize which opportunities are worth pursuing and which distractions to avoid. You start to see patterns, learn from your mistakes, and adjust your approach without losing faith in your goal. This wisdom helps you make better decisions and reduces the chances of failure as you move forward. Moreover, patience is a form of self-respect. It means you respect your own process and your own timeline. You're not rushing because you want to impress others or keep up with them. You're moving at your own pace because you know that's what's best for your growth and success. This mindset gives you power because it's based on self-awareness and confidence, not external pressures. In the end, patience is what turns hard work into success that lasts. It's what keeps you grinding when things get tough, when no one is watching, and when the finish line seems far away. So if you want to truly build something meaningful and strong, learn to be patient while you grind alone. Trust the process, stay consistent, and remember that the best things in life take time to develop. When you combine patience with persistent effort, there's nothing you can't achieve. When you decide to grind alone, one of the most powerful lessons you learn is the value of silence. Silence isn't just about not talking. It's about controlling the narrative of your journey and choosing wisely when, where, and how to share your progress. In a world full of noise and constant updates, those who grind alone understand that keeping quiet can be a strategic advantage. First, silence protects your energy. When you talk too much about your goals or plans, you give away the power of your dreams to others. People's opinions, doubts, and negativity can easily drain your motivation and make you second guess yourself. By grinding alone in silence, You create a shield against external distractions and influences. You preserve your focus, so your energy goes directly toward working on your goals instead of defending or explaining them. Moreover, silence helps build your inner strength. When no one is watching or praising you, that's when your real character is tested. It's easy to be motivated by applause and validation, but the true test is continuing your work quietly without recognition or immediate rewards. This kind of silent discipline trains your mind to be self-sufficient, teaching you to rely on your own drive instead of seeking constant approval from others. Silence also adds an element of surprise and power to your success. When you keep your efforts under wraps, people don't anticipate your achievements. This quiet approach means that when you finally break through, your success speaks louder than words ever could. Instead of announcing your plans or boasting about your journey, you let your accomplishments be the proof of your hard work. This not only creates respect, but also leaves a lasting impression on others because actions always speak louder than words. Another important aspect of silence is that it helps you avoid unnecessary conflicts and drama. When you talk openly about your goals or struggles, you risk attracting negative energy, jealousy, or even sabotage. Some people may try to bring you down because they feel threatened or insecure about their own path. Grinding alone with silence keeps you above the noise, away from toxic conversations that can distract or derail you. You don't need to engage in arguments or justify yourself. Your progress will eventually silence the critics. Silence also forces you to listen more carefully. When you're not busy talking, you're able to observe and learn from your environment. This is crucial when grinding alone because you become more aware of opportunities, pitfalls, and valuable advice. Listening helps you grow smarter about your decisions and more adaptable in your approach. It also cultivates humility, reminding you that you don't have all the answers and that there is always room to improve. Additionally, silence creates mental clarity. When you're constantly sharing your thoughts, plans, or frustrations, your mind can become cluttered and distracted. Quieting down allows you to focus deeply on your work and your vision. It helps you think clearly, plan better, and stay aligned with your true purpose. This mental clarity is essential for grinding alone, as it keeps you steady during tough times and prevents burnout. The practice of silence is not about hiding who you are or pretending that you don't care. It's about being intentional with your words and energy. When you grind alone in silence, you develop patience, confidence, and resilience, all the qualities needed to succeed in the long run. You learn that sometimes the best thing you can do is work quietly and let your results do all the talking. In the end, silence is a form of power that amplifies your efforts. It keeps your focus sharp, protects you from negativity, and builds the discipline needed to keep pushing forward. So if you want to grind alone and truly succeed, remember that silence isn't weakness. It's a strategic choice that helps you rise above the noise and let your success make the noise for you. When you embrace silence, you control your story, protect your energy, and prepare yourself for the moment when your hard work finally shines. One of the most important reasons to grind alone and let your success be the noise is that it helps you avoid distractions and negativity that can come from others. When you work quietly and focus on your goals without broadcasting every step, you shield yourself from people who might not want to see you win. Not everyone will support your journey, and some might even try to discourage or distract you. By keeping your efforts to yourself, you protect your progress and mental peace from these outside influences. When you share your goals openly, you invite opinions, some helpful, many not. People will tell you what you can't do, why your plans won't work, or try to sway you toward easier paths. These voices, even if well-meaning, can plant doubt in your mind and slow your momentum. Grinding alone means you don't waste your energy on these distractions. You stay focused on the work itself instead of the noise around it. This clear, undisturbed focus is what leads to real breakthroughs. Moreover, when you don't announce your plans prematurely, you give yourself time to build quietly and steadily. Success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and consistency. If you constantly share every little detail of your journey, you risk losing motivation because the excitement fades quickly. People might stop paying attention or expect immediate results, which puts unnecessary pressure on you. By working quietly, you pace yourself and stay motivated for the long haul without the pressure of constant external validation. Another benefit of grinding alone is that it builds resilience. When no one is watching, you have to push yourself through the hard times without applause or encouragement. This builds a stronger mindset because your drive comes from within, not from others' approval. You learn to depend on your own determination and self-discipline, which are critical for lasting success. When you eventually achieve your goals, the victory feels even sweeter because it was earned through your own grit and effort. Keeping your work private also allows you to surprise the world with your success. There's a powerful effect when people see your accomplishments suddenly unfold without warning. It makes a stronger impression than if you had talked about it all along. People respect results more than promises, and by letting your success make the noise, you command respect and admiration naturally. This approach also minimizes jealousy and competition because no one saw you coming. They just witnessed the outcome of your hard work. Grinding alone means you also avoid unnecessary drama and conflicts that come with publicizing your ambitions. Sometimes, when people share too much, they attract gossip or become targets for those who want to tear them down. This can drain your energy and distract you from your goals. Staying quiet helps you stay above that drama. You remain focused on your path, and you don't get pulled into pointless fights or explanations. Your energy stays reserved for the important work that will bring results. Additionally, working quietly allows you to observe and learn without distraction. When you're not busy talking about your plans, you can pay closer attention to opportunities and threats around you. This awareness helps you make smarter decisions and adjust your strategy as needed. You also gain a deeper understanding of your industry, your competitors, and the market. This knowledge can give you a competitive edge that you wouldn't have if you were too busy broadcasting your every move. Another important point is that grinding alone teaches patience. Success rarely comes immediately, and it requires a willingness to keep pushing even when no one else is watching or cheering you on. When you work silently, you train yourself to wait for the right moment to reveal your achievements. This patience keeps you grounded and prevents you from rushing or taking shortcuts that could harm your long-term success. Finally, grinding alone and letting your success be the noise is about personal growth. It's about developing confidence, discipline, and humility. When you don't rely on external validation, you become more secure in yourself and your abilities. You learn to celebrate small wins privately and keep striving for bigger goals. This quiet journey builds character and shapes you into the kind of person who doesn't need to shout about success because it shines through naturally. In summary, avoiding distractions and negativity by grinding alone is a powerful strategy. It protects your focus, builds resilience, and helps you avoid drama. It allows you to surprise others with your success, gives you time to learn and grow, and teaches patience and humility. When you work quietly and let your results speak for themselves, you create a strong foundation for lasting success. This approach not only keeps you on track, but also earns you respect and admiration in a way that words never could. So stay focused, keep grinding alone, and let your success be the noise that changes your life. Another crucial reason why grinding alone and letting your success be the noise works so well is because it helps you avoid unnecessary judgment and criticism. When you openly share your plans and struggles, you leave yourself vulnerable to others' opinions, some of which can be harsh, discouraging, or simply misguided. Not everyone understands your vision or your journey, and many people project their own fears and limitations onto you. By keeping your work to yourself, you shield your spirit from these external judgments, allowing you to maintain confidence and keep moving forward without doubt. Criticism can be a double-edged sword. While constructive feedback is valuable, negative or premature criticism often comes from people who haven't walked in your shoes or don't know the full story. When you broadcast every detail of your goals and the challenges you face, you invite all kinds of commentary, which can sometimes be more damaging than helpful. This constant barrage of opinions can shake your self-belief, slow your progress, or even make you second-guess yourself. Grinding alone means you're not giving critics the power to derail you. You hold on to your vision and focus on the work without getting pulled into unnecessary debates or self-doubt. In addition to protecting you from judgment, grinding alone fosters greater clarity. When you are not busy explaining yourself or defending your choices to others, you can listen more closely to your own intuition. You develop a clearer understanding of what truly matters to you and what your priorities should be. This clarity is essential because it guides your decisions and keeps you aligned with your deeper purpose. If you allow outside noise to cloud your thinking, you risk drifting off course or chasing goals that aren't truly yours. Working quietly and keeping your plans private allows you to tune into your inner voice, which is often the wisest guide you have. Moreover, grinding alone builds self-reliance. When you don't rely on others for validation or encouragement, you learn to motivate yourself through your own standards and expectations. This self-reliance is a vital skill for long-term success because the journey is rarely smooth or predictable. There will be times when no one cheers for you when the road gets tough and when it feels like the whole world has turned its back. Those moments test your resolve. By working quietly and trusting yourself, you build a foundation of inner strength that keeps you going no matter what. You become the source of your own power, which is far more sustainable than depending on outside approval. Keeping your efforts private also allows you to manage your energy better. Sharing every step with the world can be draining. Constantly explaining your goals, defending your choices, and dealing with unsolicited advice takes time and emotional energy that would be better spent on actual work. When you grind alone, you preserve that energy for action rather than words. This means you can work longer, harder, and smarter. You avoid burnout and distractions because your focus is on producing results, not managing perceptions. This discipline in conserving energy translates directly into better productivity and faster progress. Another reason why working quietly is beneficial is that it teaches you humility. Success can come with its own challenges, including the temptation to boast or seek recognition before the job is done. When you grind alone, you develop the patience to wait for the right moment to shine. You learn to appreciate the value of quiet confidence over loud declarations. This humility doesn't mean you undervalue yourself. Instead, it means you understand the power of letting your work speak for itself. People naturally respect those who don't feel the need to shout about their achievements. Humility becomes a magnet for genuine respect and lasting relationships. Grinding alone also encourages a mindset of continuous improvement. When you're not focused on impressing others or comparing yourself to them, you can concentrate on being better than you were yesterday. This inward focus helps you develop skills, knowledge, and habits that build true mastery over time. You measure your success by your own growth and progress rather than external benchmarks. This mindset keeps you humble and hungry, always striving for more without getting distracted by outside noise or competition. Finally, grinding alone helps you create a legacy that is truly your own. When success is loud and public from the start, it can sometimes be hollow because it was built on external validation rather than internal drive. But when you work quietly and persistently, your achievements are deeply rooted in your own efforts and values. This kind of success feels more meaningful and fulfilling. It sets you apart because it is authentic and earned. People can tell the difference between someone who just talks and someone who actually does the work. And it's the latter who leaves a lasting impact. In short, grinding alone and letting your success be the noise protects you from judgment, builds clarity, self-reliance, and humility, conserves your energy, fosters continuous improvement, and helps you create an authentic legacy. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart and protecting your mind and spirit throughout the journey. When you keep your focus on the work and let your results speak louder than words, you set yourself up for lasting success that commands respect and inspires others. That's the power of grinding alone. One of the most powerful reasons to grind alone and let your success be the noise is because it allows you to avoid unnecessary distractions and focus on what truly matters. When you announce your goals loudly and constantly share your progress, you open yourself up to a flood of opinions, questions, and sometimes even unsolicited advice. While it may seem like sharing your journey builds accountability or motivation, too much exposure often results in scattered energy and divided attention. People want your time, your explanations, your reassurance. And before you know it, your focus is pulled away from your work and placed on managing the perceptions of others. Grinding alone keeps your attention sharp, letting you pour your energy into productive actions rather than distractions. Distractions come in many forms. They can be people asking for updates, critics pointing out flaws, friends offering their helpful but misguided tips, or even your own doubts amplified by external noise. When you keep your progress private, you avoid the trap of trying to please everyone or respond to every voice around you. You're free to maintain a single-minded focus on your goals, and that kind of focus is incredibly rare and valuable. It's what separates those who get things done from those who get caught up in the drama or gossip of the journey. In a world full of noise and endless interruptions, grinding alone gives you the rare gift of uninterrupted time and concentration. Also, when you grind quietly, you protect yourself from the emotional roller coaster that public exposure often brings. Success isn't a straight line. It's full of ups and downs, victories and setbacks. If you broadcast every step, every struggle, every doubt, you invite judgment and pressure that can weigh you down. People expect progress to be smooth and constant. When they see any faltering or delays, they may lose faith, and sometimes their doubts can even seep into your own mind. By working silently, you shield yourself from these emotional swings. You get to experience your journey in your own time, in your own way, without the burden of public expectation. This emotional space is essential for resilience and perseverance. Grinding alone also fosters creativity and innovation. When you're not worried about what others think or trying to fit into someone else's idea of success, you give yourself the freedom to experiment, take risks, and think outside the box. Innovation often happens in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It's in the solitude that you can reflect, brainstorm, and develop ideas that are uniquely yours. If you're constantly sharing every detail and seeking approval, you may hesitate to try something new for fear of criticism or rejection. Keeping your work private lets you nurture your creative instincts and discover your own path to success. Another important benefit of grinding alone is the strength it builds in your character. When no one is watching, you must rely on your own discipline, motivation, and commitment. There's no applause, no instant validation, just you and your work. This builds grit, perseverance, and an unshakable work ethic. It teaches you to push through even when you feel like giving up, and to celebrate your progress internally rather than waiting for external praise. This inner strength becomes your foundation for success and carries you through the toughest moments when others might quit. The ability to keep working quietly day after day is what turns dreams into reality. In addition, grinding alone helps you create deeper and more meaningful connections when the time is right to share your success. People are naturally drawn to those who have quietly built something real and impressive, rather than those who boast or demand attention. When your success speaks for itself, it earns respect, admiration, and genuine interest. You don't have to convince anyone of your value. Your results do the talking. This attracts the right kind of supporters, mentors, and collaborators who want to be part of your journey because they see your dedication and authenticity. It also protects you from fake friends or opportunists who only want to be around when you're loud and famous. Finally, grinding alone allows you to enjoy your success more fully. When you've done the hard work in silence, the moment you achieve your goals is even sweeter. You don't feel the pressure of having to prove anything to anyone because you already know your worth. You've earned every bit of your success through dedication, sacrifice, and focus. This makes your achievements deeply satisfying and meaningful. The joy of success isn't in the applause or recognition, but in the quiet pride of knowing you stayed true to yourself, overcame obstacles, and created something valuable. That sense of fulfillment is priceless and keeps you motivated for whatever comes next. In summary, grinding alone and letting your success be the noise helps you avoid distractions, protect your emotional well-being, foster creativity, build inner strength, attract genuine relationships, and enjoy your achievements fully. It's a powerful strategy that not only leads to success, but also creates a foundation for lasting happiness and fulfillment. When you master the art of working quietly and focusing on your own journey, you set yourself apart in a world full of noise and shortcuts. Your success becomes not just an outcome, but a testament to your character, discipline, and vision.